One business opens and another decides to close. The Artist Shop on Main Street has been at the same location for 34 years, but the owner says it's time to call it quits. The shop has been not only a source for art supplies and custom framing, but also a showcase for Elma Rising's pen and inks.
Over 35 years ago, I was still working with GTD Sylvania, and I was traveling all over the country and the world for them, promoting our products. But just to take my mind off my Sylvania work, I joined a adult education night class just to do something different. And for one of my classes, I needed an 85-cent tube of paint. And the local store, which was Joe Reamer's at the time, and Winhaps in Wakefield, neither one of them had this 85-cent tube of paint. So I went into Johnson's on Newbury Street in Boston. And I got my 85-cent tube of paint. I also got a $10 parking ticket. And that, since I was in a marketing function with Sylvania, it got me thinking that, you know, there's at least 20 people in my class here. Where are they buying their supplies? And about that period in time, we were getting ready to close the Sylvania plant anyway. So I did about 6 months of market research and decided that there's a need for strictly an art supply store in Reading. And that's what got me going, at least thinking about it. And my survey and my marketing research told me that it could be supported. So that made my plans then, and started looking around, and this property became available in terms of rental. And that's how we got started. I opened the store in 1971, and somewhere around 1973, this young lady came waltzing in here with a painting under her arm, and we were new. We had the gallery going, and she says, "Is it possible for me to show some of my paintings here?" And at that time, we were looking for artists and all. And I said, "Certainly." And we did initially show them, quite a few of them in the front window. I needed more help downstairs in the fitting department. So I asked this young lady whether she would like to learn the framing trade and how to do fittings and all that, and she said yes. At the same time, she kept doing more paintings, and as you can see from today now, these are all her paintings all along the walls here, so that's worked out well. I did have one incident early on when she was waiting on customers. I happened to be in the office, but I was letting her do her own thing, and she had spent maybe 35 or 40 minutes with a customer showing different framing techniques and styles, and the customer wasn't making up their mind, and I heard the question being asked, "Well, how can I do it cheaper?" And the answer that came out of the young lady was, "Use thumbtacks."
I said it in a very nice way, so they weren't offended, but that was the only thing I could think of that would be less expensive.
And she still got the framing job. They signed up. Even today, they'll come in and they'll ask, "Is the lady here?" Because they don't want me to help them. They want the expert to go over their artwork and choose the framing combination. When my customers from way back couldn't see over that counter are coming in here now and saying, "Well, this is my son," or "This is my daughter," it's making me feel awfully old. And across the street was just a big vacant lot with trees and an old broken down building. And it's now developed into the Fantasia building, Bell's Barber Shop. Where the bank building is used to be an old gas station. And that's now an ATM stop. But it's changed a lot. we both do the framing. The key thing is to spend the time with the customer to pick out something that is going to enhance the artwork, whether it's a photograph, a painting, a print. So we do use a selection of matting if required, and also quite a selection of different frame styles. As I say, the key is to take the time to work with the customer, as sometimes they are more concerned about the decor than they are about the painting. And that's where the trained artist comes in. My general attitude is that if they keep telling me about the wallpaper and doing this on the couch, I am almost to the point where I'll say, well, why don't you bring the couch in and we'll frame it? Whereas the trained artist here will take the time to try to figure out what will go with the painting and still, in her mind's eye, go with that decor that the customer is trying to describe. The market has drastically changed over the years, but for a good many years it was well received, and we expanded the framing section as well, and just grew with it. It peaked around 87, between 1987 and 1991, and then started to begin to slowly deteriorate, and over the past few years it has just gone right down out the bottom. So we're not going to fight it anymore, we'll just close it down.